was very lucky that my father had an enterprise site which he took on while I was away travelling. I came back and he wanted to turn it into a nightclub. So I said I'd get involved, and I didn't realise he was going to make me the cleaner. So for the first 6 months I did nothing but clean the toilets, which was interesting in a nightclub. It was pretty challenging and horrible experience, in 4 hours a day's work, but it taught me the basics of standards and how the place should be presented. From that point we worked together a bit further. He lost a bar manager, I took the bar on, and then after about a year and a half we decided to turn it into a restaurant. He wanted out, I bought it off him, and for the next 7 years I kind of carried on running this restaurant in Woking. It was called Barcelona. So I did that. It was fantastic, learned a huge amount about the trade, learned all the stuff that you shouldn't do, and all the stuff that you should do as well. We had some really good times there. I think it slowed down at the end of 2007, where the economic crisis sort of halted restaurants kind of quite abruptly. And at the same time I started up a music venue in Guildford, which was another enterprise site with my sister, which is still going to this day. It's called the Boiler Room, fantastic venue in Guildford. And I learned again a lot of different things about the trade from that side. So I left there in 2011. After 5 fantastic years there, we just kind of went our separate ways. Brother and sister working together was a challenge as well, and then Susie and I were discussing kind of what we wanted to do with our life. We loved the trade, wanted to be in London. We couldn't actually afford to be in London. We didn't think we could get a job that would sustain kind of the lifestyle we wanted to have. So we thought, well, let's look at pubs. And we looked at pubs, looked at a few, found the Grafton, started working with our BDM. Went from there, and suddenly someone gave us the keys on May the 18th, 2012. I remember coming up, because I'd seen it on the Enterprise Inn's website, I remember being on the phone to Susie saying, I think I found it, because we'd looked at a couple of pubs in Kilburn. I knew the area. I used to run a market stall with my dad on Camden Market for a couple of years, so I kind of knew the area a little bit. When I walked around it, I saw all these pockets of brilliance. Camden Town Brewery, Tapping the Admiral had opened over the road. French, the sort of what was one of the biggest colleges in North London, we turned into a giant French school, the biggest in, I think it's the biggest in London. Fantastic houses, lots of bubbling kind of excitement starting to happen, and I saw this sorry, sad pub, and I said to Susie, I said, you've got to come and see it. I think you'll love it. It's a fantastic site in a great area.
As soon as we came to see, as soon as I came with Joel to see the pub, we just fell in love with it, and I think it sort of looked like an underloved puppy, if you like. It just needed some care and attention, and to be the beast that it could be. So yeah, that was a challenge.
A good pub, and I've said this numerous times in very different kind of bits of press, and a good pub appeals to everybody, and I think what we wanted to do was make a business that wasn't particularly exclusive, it was inclusive to everybody, and I think that is to us, I should say, is the nature of a good pub. Simple events, consistency in your product, consistency in your service standards, which is no easy feat at all, as I'm sure you know from seeing it all across the country. It's a real challenge, but we felt this pub offered us such a fantastic opportunity to kind of make that vision come to reality, and we've just added bits on as we've gone, really. Susie's come up with some fantastic events. I've tended to deal with a bit more the clunky operation side of things. And
the fact that it was on 2 floors of it was really the winner for us when we saw the pub, because we felt that for a pub to be inclusive and to have other events going on that draw others in, you don't want to alienate your regular customer base either. So having a separate space where we could continue to do that without affecting the pub has been a real winner.
Without doubt, do it. I look into the camera and say do it, because it's fantastic, and it's good to be in an industry where I think you can get recognition for what you do, even though you might be a standalone business. You might feel separated from the trade in some ways. You might be in a remote village somewhere. You might be anywhere in the country. And I just think it's a fantastic opportunity to share what you do with the country and your peers.